Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cards of Diecast 4 channel. I want to thank you all for watching, and in this video I am finally going to showcase my complete parallel sets of the Signatures line from 2017 Panini Select Racing. Now I'd love to be able to showcase every parallel including the one-of-ones, but obviously I don't have that. So what we're going to be doing in this video in particular is we're going to go ahead and showcase the three complete sets that I have right now, or the three complete parallels in the base, the blue, and the red. And the reason why that is because the majority of these autographs here feature up-and-coming drivers who still haven't even really came up yet, and retired drivers. Now there's one driver in particular that you need to be on the lookout. We'll showcase obviously his autographs because his parallels don't even add up to double digits in the red parallel or the blue parallel. Maybe the base there's more than 10, but definitely with the red and the blue you need to be on the lookout for that. Again, it's the Signatures line. For those of you who forgot what I'm talking about, it's this parallel right here. And again, we're just going to go ahead and showcase the base, the red, and the blue all together for every driver, just to kind of like expedite everything. And then in another set of videos I'll be showcasing the endorsements line, but I'll be showcasing each parallel in its own video because there's more star power with that. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you get to enjoy this video, so sit back and let's do some showcasing. Alright, so here we go. The first 5 drivers will all be from the Panini Rewards exclusive website. You got those autographs by redeeming those Panini points. For some of these drivers, the parallels have since sold out, so you're going to have to go to either eBay or sometimes you find them over on COMC if you're trying to really secure one of these sets, but they can be belated in price, believe me, especially if they're from COMC. But here we go. The first driver is going to be for Blake Cook. He's a journeyman driver. Really don't have too much else to add to that. This is going to be the base parallel. Of course, the bases do not have a number on them. This is going to be for the blue Prizm parallel, so this is a great hit right here. And again, this is going to be a standard issue number, which is going to be 50 for the vast majority of the drivers in blue. They should be out of 50. However, there's a couple of them that are obviously going to be short printed, and a couple of them will be as high as 199. This one is 22 of 50. And then we have the red Prizm to showcase for you all, and this is a standard issue out of 25, I believe. In fact, I believe when we flip the card around, this is actually 1 of 25, the very first in print for Blake Cook in his red Prizm Signatures autograph. The next one is going to be for Brendan Poole, who kind of got screwed when DC Solar was actually taken out from under him as a sponsor. I believe he was driving for Chip Ganassi at the time, and I think he actually took Chip Ganassi to court, and then all of a sudden the sponsor ended up getting in trouble with the government. So that's a pretty bad luck there. But again, this is for Brendan Poole. This here is his blue Prizm autograph. And when we flip it around, this is one of the drivers numbered as high as 199. This is 59 of 199 for blue Prizm signature Brendan Poole. Again, one of the Panini Rewards exclusive hits. It shouldn't cost too many points, but again, the fact that you have to go online and redeem that and then pay for your own shipping in order to get it to you is actually a pretty cruddy deal. And then here is his red signature, and I believe this is out of 99, so he is one of the higher numbered hits, so this might be a little bit more attainable if this is one of the drivers that you need. This is actually 26 rather of 99. The next driver here, who for the longest time had Ross Chastain, which it's Ross Chastain, but it had Ross Chastain / Sterling Marlin. And when you look at the checklist for both the Signatures and the endorsements line, you'll notice these skips in the number, which lends me to believe that there's probably going to be more drivers that wound up there were supposed to be more drivers that were supposed to be on the checklist that wound up not getting an autograph made. And I believe Sterling Marlin might have been one of those drivers. I believe now he's starting to suffer from Alzheimer's, to be honest. But here is the Watermelon Man, Ross Chastain, who has become kind of like the super sub, if you will. I think he's still under contract with Chip Ganassi as of this video, and his autograph is actually one of the sky-high numbers. This is 94 of 199 for his blue Prizm autograph. And then finally his red signatures right here for the red Prizm parallel. And this one here will be out of 99, 95 of 99 for the Watermelon Man. So a lot of autographs there to pull for him. Dave Blaney will be the next driver. And this is a pretty cool hit right here featuring the Golden Corral. I don't believe he's raced in the Cup Series since 2012, I think. He is the father of Ryan Blaney, for those of you who are Ryan Blaney fans. That is his base signatures. Here is the blue signatures parallel right here. Very cool hit. Great finish here. I love these Select Racing cards. This was a very good release. At first I didn't think much of it, but I have since grown. It definitely grew on me, believe me. 44 of 50 rather for the stamp on this card here, and that is the blue signatures for Dave Blaney, followed by the red signatures for Dave Blaney, and this should be just a standard print. This one here is 24 of 25. And then finally, even though I said again that there's 6 Panini Rewards drivers, we're only going to be showcasing 5 of them right now. We'll showcase the other near the end. But this one here probably has the most anticipation, if you will, the most expected of them, and this is going to be for Harrison Burton. I believe this is Jeff Burton's son. I believe Jeb Burton might be Ward Burton's kid. But this one here is for Jeff Burton's son, Harrison Burton, and right now he's going to have some growing pains, but I think if he could get his talent under control, if you will, he might be able to make something of himself. This one is 21 of 50, and I know this is one of the drivers, though, like if you get his autographs, they may not be available. So this one might be a little more difficult to secure if you're trying to collect the entire set for yourself. Even the base, I think, might be a little bit difficult to get, although I could be mistaken. And of course, I don't know when you're exactly going to be watching this video. So nonetheless, though, this is the red Prizm parallel, and this should be a standard print of 17 of 25 for Harrison Burton. And this one here, like I said, might be one of the more difficult ones to get collected as of this video. And here we go now with the master checklist. The following drivers will be on the master checklist. So these were cards that all should be available, although at this point the majority of Select Racing boxes and cases have been evaporated and consumed. But if you were to buy a box, you could actually pull these autographs out of an actual box. So the first driver here, don't know too much about her, but she seems to have a following, and that is for Anna Parker. She will be the lady to take us to the green flag here, the pole sitter of the master checklist. Again, this is Anna Parkhurst. I suggest that you check out either the complete set video that I already have for her, or you could check out the checker flag video to see her 1 of 1 that I'll be showcasing here in a little bit, because I actually do have her 1 of 1. This is the blue Prizm set here. And this one is going to be, I believe, out of 50. Yeah, this is going to be a standard issue. So for some of you, this might be just a repetition review, if you will, because you saw my other video with all of her complete set hits. And then we have the red Prizm parallel right here as well. And this one is going to be 18 of 25 for her red Prizm parallel for the lovely Miss Anna Parkhurst. This is a driver. This driver right here is actually a driver who at one point I had his entire set of autographs, but I no longer have it. It's for Elon Day. And again, this is one of the up-and-coming drivers, supposedly at least, that I don't have any sort of info on, and I really don't expect to see anything big coming out of him right now, especially with the condition NASCAR's in right now with this whole situation going on. But if you guys know anything about him, you can leave a note in the description below. But here is his blue Prizm parallel, and this one is out of 50, so it's a standard issue print. 50 for the blue Prizm parallel, and then we conclude with the red Prizm parallel, again for Elon Day, one of the reasons why I've decided to just consolidate the 3 parallels right here. 3 of 25 for the up-and-coming, hopefully, Elon Day. Wishing the best of luck. And then here's our first really big name in terms of NASCAR history. Maybe not so much in terms of modern fanfare at this point, but it is for Bobby Allison. And it is our first big retired driver. And this is his base signature. Flip the card around. And that will do it for Bobby Allison's base autograph. Here is his blue Prizm autograph. Excellent hit. Great finish right here. And when we flip the card around, this is a standard print. This is 17 of 50 for the blue Prizm parallel. And then concluding with the red Prizm. And this is going to be 8 of 25 for the red Prizm autograph signatures for Bobby Allison. So great hit to have right there. Next driver is going to be another one of those up-and-coming drivers. I think he had a couple of victories in the Truck Series. This is going to be for Kaz Grala, so maybe we might hear bigger things from him in the years to come. But for right now, this is his base signatures autograph. Again, this is an autograph. All of these are going to be autographs of drivers that you could pull live from a box, so you don't have to worry about rewards or redemptions. I will say none of the signature autographs have redemptions. And then when we flip this card around, this is going to be a elevated. This is 99 out of 99 for this signature right here for Kaz Grala and the blue signatures. And then finally for the red Prizm parallel, this is probably going to be out of 50 then, so it looks like Kaz Grala will not be one of them. Actually, this is going to be 2 of 25. So this is going to be one of those drivers that has the high blue Prizm parallel, but then goes back to normal with the reds. Next driver is going to be the current lead pace car driver. At least he was. I don't know if he is still right now. This is going to be for Brett Bodine. This is his base signatures. I think he's actually one of the higher print drivers. I sure as hell know I pulled a lot of his autograph. Boy, let me tell you. It's like every other box. I had a Brett Bodine or Casey Mears autograph. And boy, you want to be getting pissed off over seeing the same damn drivers for the autographs. For the endorsements, it was Casey Mears. For the signatures, it was Brett Bodine or Rex White. And so this is a 71 of 99, so it's probably understandable. This is the blue Prizm parallel, and it is a little bit elevated in terms of the amount of autographs. And so this should be out of 50, I believe, for the red Prizm of Brett Bodine. And indeed it is. It's 36 of 50, so he has a little bit more autographs there. So it should be a little bit easier for those of you who want to collect his autograph. Here is Cameron Haley. Again, this is another driver who at one point I did own the entire set for. The coast-to-coast parallels, but I have since sold that complete set. But we still have the base signatures here. Flip the card around. This is the guy with the cowboy hat. And then we have the blue signatures. And I have a feeling he's also one of the higher print, because I used to pull his autograph a lot as well. Obviously, I pulled the 1 of 1, but no, this is actually a 43 of 50. So a standard print. And then we have the red signatures, and this is going to be 11 of 25 for the red signatures. So this is actually a standard print autograph. I just happen to pull a lot of his hits for some reason. And then we will have here, this is Colin Cabret. Again, one of the up-and-coming drivers. I think he may have a brother. Forgot what, Chase Cabret, I think his name. I think I've heard a little bit more of him. But this here is his base autograph. But Chase Cabret, or not Chase, but rather Colin Cabret. And this here is a standard print 14 of 50 for the blue signatures. And then we will conclude with 11 of 25 for the red signature. So this is, again, love these autographs right here. Very happy to have the complete set for the base, the blue, and the red. Now, for those keen on the checklist, you may have realized that I skipped a driver on the checklist. There's a reason why I did that, is because that driver is one of the shorter printed drivers, and we're going to try to save those shorter printed drivers towards the end. Here is Dave Marcus. I will be at some point, if I haven't already uploaded it now, a situation with his signatures autograph in the 1 of 1. You may want to check that out. Pretty neat, or pretty shameful on Panini's part, but we'll elaborate further in that video whenever it does come out, if it's not already up now. Here's his blue signature parallel, and this one is a standard print, 19 of 50 for the blue signatures. And then we will conclude with the red signatures. This is 3 of 25, again for Dave Marcus, long journeyman driver who concluded his career in the 2002 Daytona 500. And so that will do it for Dave Marcus. Derek Cope is going to be our next autograph, the 1990 Daytona 500 winner. Of course, he won the Daytona 500 on that last lap when he passed Dale Earnhardt when he blew his tire coming into turn 3. And so this is his big autograph right here in the base version. Here is his blue. It's going to be a standard issue. I believe this was 18 of 50. Very nice autograph right there. Flip it around. It's pretty much the same deal. Might just go ahead and just start showcasing just the fronts to kind of expedite this video here, except for the short printed drivers. And then here you have his red signatures. Again, this is out of 50, or 25 rather. This one is 20 of 25 right there for Derek Cope. We just saw his brother's autograph. Now we get to see Donnie Allison, and he is the one that has the Winston helmet on. It's pretty neat to see, or not neat, but rather interesting to see. Sometimes they censor Winston, and then sometimes, like this, you see there on the helmet, it's actually shown there. So it's like sometimes they censor the logo, and then other times they don't. I know with Terry Labonte's autographs, they tend to censor the Winston logo if they're going back to a really retro, like for 2016 certified. I know they have to censor the Winston logo, because in fact when Winston was still in racing and they did that victory tour with all that cheap, you know, exit of the Winston Cup Series. This is 5 of 50, by the way, for the blue signature of Donnie Allison. And they had those like half silver cars to celebrate the Winston conclusion. Kellogg's does not want Winston cigarettes on the car, so it was just a NASCAR Cup victory circle, or victory, you know, tour, or whatever it was that they had for Terry Labonte's championship paint scheme right there. So this one here is 22 of 25 though for Donnie Allison, and that's just one of the neat things you may notice. Whenever you see Terry Labonte cards or whatever from the past, they always have to blur out the Winston Cup logo. Ernie Irvan right here in his Texaco uniform, what I best remember him for. Did win the Daytona 500 though in the number 4 Kodak car. Had a little bit of a legal struggle, I think it was, when he decided to leave Morgan McClure in that 4 Kodak car to go drive the 28 after Davey Allison's death. Had some success there. In my opinion, it would have been the 94 champion without that big massive accident that almost killed him at Michigan. Flip the card around and we will do a standard 31 of 50 print run for Ernie Irvan. And we'll go ahead and do the red right here. This will probably be the last card if I can remember, where we have to flip the thing around. 2 of 25, and that will do it for Mr. Ernie Irvan. Seems to be a family affair with a lot of these signature drivers. We've had Brett Bodine, and now we're going to have Jeff Bodine. Jeff Bodine, who was in the 80s, was one of the fierce rivals for Dale Earnhardt Sr. I mean, and that was a rivalry. People point to Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Sr. That wasn't really a rivalry. That was more, they had competitive nature with each other, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it was nothing like back in the 80s with Jeff Bodine and Earnhardt. That was like viciousness. I mean, they were damn near ready to kill each other on the racetrack. So here is Jeff Bodine's blue signature, though. Of course, when I'm trying not to flip them around, but I'm trying to point out that this is a standard print of 50. And then we'll showcase the red here. And this is just going to be 6 of 25, and this is going to be a standard print as well. So still wouldn't be too difficult. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of opportunities to score his autograph should you need it for your personal set. We go from retired driver to up and coming, if you will. Brandon Jones. This is his base signatures. Obviously, it is not numbered. Then we have the blue signature version. Excellent hit right there. And that is a standard print. That was 14 of 50. And then the red signature version. Excellent autograph right there. And this is 19, or rather 18, no, this is 19 of 25. And so I know there's a couple of people who like collecting him, but I still think he's going to be one of the easier ones to collect as well. A lot of these signature drivers will. They're not particularly big stars. But we have Jeff Burton here. He is now working for NBC as a commentator, and that is his base autograph right there. And then we have the blue Prizm parallel. Again, I think this should be a standard print run here, and indeed it is. This one was 10, or is 10 of 50, and then we have the red signature for Jeff Burton, who is now an NBC commentator. This one was 16 of 25. Now, of course, it seems like whenever we have a new lady, everybody's trying to replace Danica. I think right now Haley's doing a pretty good job of doing that. Mind you, of course, this is 2017 Select. Haley is not included in this release. This was before her time, if you will. But before her, we had Julia Landauer. I know sometimes people would be very heavy into trying to collect her autographs. It seemed like whenever you have an opportunity to secure one of those lady drivers, initially, at least with the first release, Brittany Zamora, as of this video, is one of those big drivers where everybody's trying to collect her. Kate Dallenbach with 2016 Prizm. I know I lost a lot of money, you know, investing in her autographs. This is a first in print 1 of 50, mind you, for the blue Prizm, because she did like one race and did a couple autographs, and for about a year and a half, in fact, she has an autograph coming up here soon. But the thing is, though, you know, she never really did anything. And this one here is another first in print. This is 1 of 25 for Julia Landauer. But whenever you see those ladies in their first autograph release, they tend to have a lot of buzz, people speculating on it, if you will, because everybody wants to be the next Danica. Justin Allgaier right here. This is his base signatures. And then we have the blue signatures for Justin Allgaier. And this is a standard print. This is 4 of 50. And then finally, we will conclude with the 12 of 25 for, again, Justin Allgaier. So speaking of Kate Dallenbach, and actually speaking of ladies in NASCAR, here is her entry into this autograph line. And again, she was pretty hot as a speculative driver, if you will, in order to invest in 2016. 2017, she started to lose some steam, and right now, if you're to get her hits, they're pretty cheap. Especially, believe me, I just sold a couple of graded, PSA graded hits for her, and pretty much might as well given her some toilet paper, or utilize those for toilet paper, as compared to the amount of money I spent versus what I wound up selling them for. This is going to be one of the elevated driver prints. This is 72 of 99 for the blue Prizm. But the thing is, though, this is going to be one of those odd drivers where it's elevated in the blue, but then goes back down to normal for the red. In fact, I believe her car number was 25, so we'll do it back and front for her, as this is the dual car number 25 of 25. Take it for what it's worth with Miss Kate Dallenbach. Now, this driver here didn't really have a big career, but she has the last name, and so that's why she's going to continue to have some value in people's eyes. This is Kelly Earnhardt, and this is her base signatures. I know that if you were to try to buy some of her autographs, especially the gold, you could get some good money for it. But I think that's more or less because of the gold Prizm parallel in general. I think there's a couple people still trying to collect complete sets for that. And so you certainly, whenever you have the opportunity, you want to pick up her gold, you certainly need to pounce on it. This is her blue signature parallel, and this is 11 of 50. We'll go ahead and give it back in front to her just because. And then here is her red Prizm parallel, which I'm going to presume is going to be a standard print. Flip the card around, and indeed it is. This is going to be 19 of 25 for Kelly Earnhardt, excuse me. Here's Ken Schrader. This is one of the fan favorites, mainly a dirt track driver. Even though he was a Cup Series driver for quite a while, he's really been making a imprint on the dirt series, at least was. He may be completely retired at this point, but I know for a while he was virtually racing all the time on dirt. if he wasn't driving in the Cup Series. And here is his blue signatures. This is going to be a standard print. This is out of 50. And then his red signature right here, featuring one of the few times he was actually able to pick up a W, and that is for Ken Schrader. This is number 7 of 25. Here's the old super sub, if you will, for Kenny Wallace. For a while, this was the man to go to whenever you had a primary driver that was injured and down. And that will be his base signatures. We'll go now to his blue. And when we flip the card around, I believe this is a standard print. This is 10 of 50. And then we have the red Prizm right there for you. And this one here is going to be 14 of 25. Now here we have Joey Gase, and I know for a fact this is one of the sky-high print drivers, so if you were to break a case, if you were actually able to afford one, at this point I'd rather just go ahead and keep the case sealed and just sell it later on, maybe a couple years from now, because I'm sure somebody will give you 4 figures for it. But this is for Joey Gase. His print autograph runs. This one here I know is going to be out of 199. This one here is number 80 of 199, so you certainly should not have any difficulty collecting his 3 parallels. And this here is going to be the red Prizm. So I believe this is going to be out of 99. Indeed it is 58 of 99 for Joseph Gase. And then finally we will have here, not finally, just for this little stack here, Kerry Earnhardt. Again, didn't make the biggest footprint, but he has that last name, and that last name could go a long, long way. That is his autograph there in base. Then we have the blue version, featuring him in that Bass Pro Shops uniform. This one is going to be a standard print 15 of 50, classic daddy number. And then we have the red Prizm parallel for Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s. I think this is actually his oldest son here, Kerry Earnhardt, if I'm not mistaken, 7 of 25. Okay, so here we go now with the next set of drivers, and it's going to be for Matt Tifft. Now, I believe the blue Prizm autograph that I'm about to show you right now was very difficult for me to collect. You will run into this if you decide to build a complete set, so even if you get the driver coming up that's in the single digits, it actually will be most likely one of these drivers here, the obscure drivers that a lot of people don't collect, don't actively go for, but is actually one of the autographs that's still found in boxes. And that's out of 50 right there, that autograph. But ends up being things like this that really stall you out in your collecting and kind of really, definitely frustrate the hell out of you. And you're just like, man, I'd love to be able to just get this one card. Why is it not available? It should be people wanting to give that card away for free. That red was out of 25, and that was one of the drivers right there. Good old Mikey, Michael Waltrip right here. Restrictor plate aficionado with DEI during the early 2000s, but then eventually faltered as he went to start his own team, Michael Waltrip Racing. Had some success, but then I believe it was 2013, that Richmond race, that everything just came falling apart. Had some promise, I believe. As you can see, the Aaron sponsorship right there with Brian Vickers. That team probably could have had some success, but Brian Vickers has this lung issue. In fact, he had to retire because of it, and pretty much that Aaron's car went to the wayside pretty much. But here is Michael Waltrip's autographs right here. We just saw the blue, and the blue is going to be an elevated out of 99, and the red is going to be out of 50. In fact, this is 50 of 50 right here for this red signature hit. So that will be one of the easier autographs to get. Mike Wallace. This was another difficult autograph for me to secure. I believe it was the red or the blue. It was one of those two, but boy, that took forever for me to secure. I think I finally pulled, I think it might have been this blue Prizm parallel. And this came out of just me breaking case after case, not just box, but cases of blaster boxes trying to get this 22 of 50. So that is a standard print. Again, a no-name driver in terms of collectability. You know, it is what it is. Believe me, I wish I was at least Mike Wallace. At least he got to drive a race car. I would have loved to have been able to. But damn it, this thing was so damn hard to secure. And again, this is going to be a standard print out of 25. Standard print driver, low-end driver. You would think that would be something easy. Nah, it was difficult as hell to get. Here we have Brennan Gaughan. And that will do it for him because he's actually one of the higher printed ones, I believe. No, this is out of 50. For some reason I felt this was out of 199, but I think it's just because I kept pulling his autograph all the time as well. But Brennan Gaughan, and here's his red signatures. This is going to be a standard print out of 25. Now here is one of the up-and-coming drivers that might actually be in a significant position, possibly taking over for Jimmy Johnson, quite honest, if he could keep his cards in order. This is going to be for Noah Gragson, and I believe this is his rookie autograph right here. So even if you don't want to complete a complete set, you might want to at least get a base signatures, because he may end up being something big in the future. But again, that's his base, no number. Here is the blue signature autograph parallel. And I believe this one here is a standard print 19 of 50. And then we will conclude with the red signatures right here. And this is going to be a standard print as well. This is 2 of 25. This is one of the crew chiefs that we have for this line. It is going to be for Tony Gibson, who I think has since retired. Was a crew chief for Danica Patrick. Obviously Kurt Busch here for the Daytona 500 win. And then also was on the Alan Kulwicki championship team before it folded because of his untimely death. Tony Gibson right there with the blue signature parallel. And this is going to be a standard. No, it's actually going to be elevated. This is out of 99, which would be expected. Actually, it wasn't this autograph here. You would think that this would be found a lot in blaster boxes, but for some reason I did not find his autograph a lot. I found it mainly in the hobby boxes, but then again, that might just be me. This is the red Prizm parallel, so I'm presuming this is going to be out of 50. Indeed it is, 27 of 50, as you would expect for the Tony Gibson autograph. Here is a set or driver whose set at one point I did own completely, and this is for AJ Allmendinger. Had the complete coast-to-coast set. I have since sold it off. And there you go for Red Shoes, AJ Allmendinger. Making periodic appearances in the Xfinity Series, I believe. I'm sure he'd like to be back in the Cup Series, but I think right now he's doing just fine with the television deal. This is a 40 of 49. So he is somewhat short printed, but by 1, so it's not going to be that big of a deal, I don't think. And then we have the red Prizm parallel. This is actually something I had to keep when I sold off that set. This was the only red parallel that I had. This is 23 of 25 for AJ Allmendinger. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with what has to be the easiest autograph to pull out of all of Select Racing, and it is Rex White, and it is the base signatures version. As we will look at the blue signature version, in fact, we'll just go ahead and do that right now. It's standard print out of 50. It's not short printed. It's not out of 199. But damn it, this thing would just show up over and over and over again. That and Casey Mears' base endorsements, those would be the 2 autographs that you would pull easy, guaranteed every case. And you want to talk about being frustrated, being pissed off when you're trying to, you know, you're seeing that, especially for me, because I like the endorsement line better. Whenever you're looking at the edges of the card and you're hoping it's like a Jimmy Johnson or a Terry Labonte or one of the other short printed drivers, no, it ends up being a freaking Casey Mears or if it's in the signatures case, the Rex White. And here we have Garrett Smithley. Garrett Smithley, who's trying to make it through in the Cup Series. Here is his blue signature parallel. Right there for the current journeyman driver. Hopefully he'll get a better shot here soon. 7 of 50. Standard print. And we go now to the red. And that will do it for Garrett Smithley. And this is, again, standard print out of 25. Now, I think, no, we got one more. And we got, no, actually, I believe the next two drivers in the checklist we're going to skip and save to the end, and especially one driver that we're going to save to the absolute end. And it's not the driver that you're thinking of. And I'll tell you why when we get to him. Spencer Davis. This is one of the other drivers here that I remember having a lot of difficulty in collecting. I believe it was his red signature. Here's his blue. I believe it was the red signature that I was having such a hard time collecting, and finally I was able to secure that on eBay, I believe. This is 27 of 50. Again, standard print. I'm telling you, if you decide to go after one of these complete sets, doesn't matter what parallel, you're going to come across that one driver that you would expect to easily secure, and it's not going to be there week after week, month after month. And so here is the red parallel. Again, standard print, 10 of 25, nothing too special, but it took forever in order to get that card. Timothy Peters, another driver that was like that. I think again it was the red parallel that I was having such a difficult time in collecting. That is his base, and then we have here the blue. And this one here is out of 50, standard print. Standard print, I'm presuming again now with the red signature. I think it was this card right here that was such a pain to secure. This one is 8 of 25. Todd Gilliland, I think he has some buzz going on with him. I believe he is the son of David Gilliland, who drove that 38 M&M's car after Elliott Sadler went off to Evernham Racing, I believe. Here's his blue parallel. And flip that around. This is a standard print out of 50. And then we will have the red Prizm parallel for Todd Gilliland at 12 of 25. Here we have Ty Majeski, who was Roush Racing's bust. I think he does good when he's behind a computer seat, but I think overall when he's actually in a real driver's seat, it's just not translating very well as of this video. So let's go ahead and do the Ty Majeski in blue, and I believe this is one of the sky high numbers. Indeed it is. It's 142 of 199, so it should not be very difficult at all in order to secure his autograph. But let's see here. We got the red Prizm signatures, and this one is out of 99, so Ty Majeski should not be very difficult for you to secure in the base blue or red parallels. Here is a driver that I actively, as of this video, have the entire set for, and this is for Carl Edwards. He's one of the probably the bigger names, even though he is retired, for the signatures line. This is his, we'll give him a front and back right there, and that will do it for his base. His blue, I believe, should be a standard print. When we flip it around, indeed it is. This is 31 of 50. And then we will conclude with the red signature. Again, you can watch the video where I have the entire showcase from coast to coast, or you can watch the gold checkered flag signatures summation video that I'll do for this set here as well. Then with this one here is 3 of 25. Then we will have Tyler Reddick, and that will be the last driver that we will showcase in order with the checklist. The other drivers here will be all the short printed drivers that you need to be on the lookout when you decide to collect any of the 3 parallels for this signature set. Tyler Reddick, again, who's setting the Xfinity World on fire, back-to-back championships with 2 different teams, Junior Motorsports and then Richard Childress. And then we have Tyler Reddick, or rather the blue Prizm, excuse me, 37 of 50. He was so good that they had to go ahead and kick Daniel Hemrick out of that Caterpillar car so that they could secure it for Tyler Reddick, so he wouldn't drive off to the sunset with another team. 17 of 25. And so now from here on out will be all the short printed drivers, and let's go ahead and knock those out. Now, if you remember earlier in the video, I did mention that there were 6 Panini Reward exclusive drivers, but we were only going to showcase 5. Here is the one missing driver, and it will be for Jeb Burton. Again, Jeb Burton. I'm not sure exactly why they short printed him, but believe me, he is pretty short printed. This will be his base signature, so I don't think this will be particularly difficult to secure. However, here we go now. We have the blue signatures, and remember the standard print is usually out of 50. You have the elevated out of 99, and then you have the sky high 199s. But for Jeb Burton, it's only 25. This card here is 7 of 25. So Jeb Burton here. In fact, this might be completely sold out on the rewards website. Don't quote me on that. And of course, I'm not sure exactly where we're going to be watching this, but be on the lookout for that. And then here is the red. Again, the red standard print is out of 25, but this one here is like a gold. This one is numbered only to 10. So if there is a copy of the red signatures on the rewards website and you got some Panini rewards points and you want to try to collect the entire set, go ahead and start grabbing him now while you still have the ability to. Harrison Burton, I think all of his reds have since been sold out, but for Jeb Burton, if you could get your hands on his copy, you need to go ahead and do it while you can. And then here we go now with another driver. Again, this one is short printed. I'm not sure exactly why. I think this is because at the time there was some promise for him. He was driving for Jack Roush's now extinct Xfinity team, and this will be for Ryan Reed. Ryan Reed, that is his base signatures. And when we look at his blue, it's going to be copying the same number style as for the Jeb Burton. Usually it's number 50, but this one here is number 25. 22 of 25 for the blue. It's not for the red, it's for the blue, as you can see right there. So if you want the complete blue set, Ryan Reed is one of those drivers you must secure. And then here is the red Prizm for Ryan Reed. Flip the card around, and this one is numbered as if it was a gold, and this one is 5 of 10. So very low number with the reds on the Jeb Burton, and for the Ryan Reed can be pulled live out of boxes. Next driver who is short printed will be for Elliott Sadler. Again, following the same numbers as the previous drivers I just showed you. Here is the base, and then when we go to the blue is numbered out of 25, and so this one here is out of 5 of 25. And then we have the red. This one here is going to be numbered as if it is a gold, and this one is going to be 5, or actually 3 of 10. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of spoiler for the gold video. I wish I had made this video just a couple days earlier because I had a gold parallel, but I have since sold it. The gold parallel, which you might not be able to make a complete gold set by this point. I'm sure both of the next drivers' gold parallels have been pulled because there's only 2 of those. But for Elliott Sadler, his gold Prizm is actually short printed to 5. The other 2 drivers that I just showed you, Mr. Ryan Reed and Jeb Burton, their golds are still numbered out of 10. So the red and the golds are numbered the same. Elliott Sadler, on the other hand, his golds are short printed out of 5. And then finally, here is the shortest printed driver. And if you haven't already noticed, here you go right now. It's going to be for William Byron. Probably the biggest star, active star right now out of the signatures line, and his autographs are incredibly short printed. Here's the blue. This is going to be PSA graded. In fact, I actually do have a PSA graded base version. I think it's a Gem Mint 10 as well, but I have it in a different case. But here is the blue signatures autograph, PSA graded for William Byron. Got an 8. Unfortunately, the quality control with some of these select cards is terrible. But when we flip the card around, look at that. First in print, 1 of 7, and that's just for the blues. William Byron. If you happen to pick up one of his blue signatures, then you can start going after the set. I would not start a set, in my personal opinion, until you pick up the William Byron. So obviously if the red is short printed, or the blue rather is short printed, the red is going to follow suit as well. This is a Mint 9 for the PSA graded red Prizm signatures. Flip the card around, and it is going to be first in print, 1 of 5. Going to go ahead and spoil the gold signatures as well. Might as well go ahead and do it. You want the gold signatures. I think both of them have already been pulled. There's only 2 of them. And again, I think most likely both of them have already been pulled. I know one for a fact has been pulled. We'll show a picture of that in the gold video. But that's not the last driver that I'm going to showcase for you guys. In fact, I'm going to showcase the base last. I'm going to go ahead and showcase the blue for it now. Alex Bowman. And this is actually a little bit of a pain in the ass in order to collect as well. Alex Bowman, blue signatures. It's just standard print. 25 of 49. In fact, it's a little bit shorter printed out of 49. Great, missing 1, but who cares? Here's the red, and this was a pain in the ass for me to get because I actually graded one at a PSA 10, sold it, and then later on realized, hey, I want to build a complete set. It took me forever to recollect a red Prizm. Boy, did that take forever. And this one here is 4 of 25. Standard print though, not short printed. But this card here finally is going to be the last card of the entire video for the signatures line. I want to thank you all for watching. As my batteries here are dying, hopefully the audio is still good. And I don't even want to touch this card because I still get headaches when I hold this card because I still think I don't own it. It took forever for me, and when I say forever, it's over a year. I've only seen 2 of them available on eBay. Since I started collecting them. There's a couple others sold beforehand, but this thing is so difficult to find. In fact, I wouldn't even collect the base set until you get this card right here. I don't know why. In fact, I went ahead and sent it to PSA to get graded. You would think that this base autograph would be readily available. No. I've seen it on eBay twice in the last year. I bought both of them. The other one is an SGC 9.5 with a 10 autograph. But this one here is the PSA graded one. This took forever for me to get. And I'm not kidding you guys. It took me forever. Anybody who followed me on Facebook, Twitter, or watched any of my YouTube videos, I even mentioned this, it took forever for me to get this card. If you want the complete signatures base set, if you don't have this Alex Bowman, don't even bother. You could wait on the William Byron if you have to. The William Byron probably is short printed, but this one here took forever for me to get. I don't know why. I don't know if this thing is short printed only to like 5. Obviously it's a base, so we're never going to know unless someone actually gets the intel from Panini. But this damn thing was so difficult for me to find. And this thing still to this day, if you were to put it open market, because I know there's a couple other guys who like collecting these base signatures, could still get you 75 bucks on eBay for a base signatures. So that will do it for this entire video set. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. We're going to make a summation video of all the various golds that I previously owned and then currently own. And then we're going to pepper it with a little bit of checkered flag magic as well in the checker flag / gold video. But again, really I'm just going to be directing you to the Flickr album. Because that's where everything will be continually updated. But we do have a couple of checker flag 1-of-1 signatures I think we could showcase to you all. But with that said though, Cards to Diecast 4 channel, hope you enjoyed this video and especially hope you learned something. And I encouraged you to perhaps, if you have the finances, to try to build one of these sets on your own. It's pretty fun. Cards to Diecast 4, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later.